Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake, and today I'm going to be talking about Dual Universe. For those of you who don't know what the hell I am talking about, Dual Universe is an MMO science fiction game that is on Kickstarter. What they are trying to do is make an MMO featuring emergent gameplay, where all content is created by the players, i.e. no scripted dungeons or pre-existing settlements, and that everyone is on the same server in the same instance at the same time. For those of you who want to categorize, it is a single-shard science fiction open-world massively multiplayer online role-playing game with a first-person perspective. For those of you who didn't understand my previous run-on statement, it's like EVE Online crossed with Space Engineers. The Space Engineers comparison I will explain in a minute. So, what's the premise? What do you do in Dual Universe? You, along with the other inhabitants of the Ark ship, are the survivors of the collapse of human civilization, spared only because you happen to be in cryosleep on the Ark ship, which was headed towards a distant star system. As the last of your kind, you and your fellow shipmates must rebuild civilization. Yes, but what do, you ask? Well, that depends. To begin with, resources are going to need to be mined and refined, which means you are going to have to smelt some iron at some point. And that's kind of it to begin with. Emergent gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. Later on, when the game has had time to simmer, organisations, such as clans as an example, will have formed and will need people, i.e. you, to mine, deliver, refine, sell and fight things for them. However, and this is the reason for the Space Engineers comparison, you can fully design everything, from bases, to spaceships, to orbital stations, to cities. Everything can be designed and can be built in a Minecraft kind of fashion, except it uses voxels instead of just blocks, so more of a Space Engineers kind of fashion. The planets can be excavated, you can build an underground base, which is useful, you can build a tunnel to the core, you can mine underneath someone else's base and surprise attack them. The only limit is your imagination, and your in-game money, and how much time you're going to spend, and the safe zones that can be created by other players, and the one that exists around the Ark ship to begin with. But where the game will really shine is the organisation versus organisation conflicts later in the game. It's kind of PvP, the main PvP aspect of the game. Be it territorial expansion, trade wars, or an all-out military conquest. You know, there's bound to be someone who will reenact the Crusades. Oh, did I mention Dual Universe is procedurally generated, which means there are many planets in many star systems, many of which will not be under the influence of the future powers that be, that being the first clan that manages to crop up and start killing everyone and taking control of the main spawn zone, and everyone will now work for them. So, you may be interested in getting the game. Well, it is an MMO, and someone is going to have to pay for the servers, that being you and everyone else playing. You could start with a free trial, which is around 2 to 3 weeks long. The details aren't finalised, these things can change. To see if you're interested, then there will be a monthly subscription fee that you are going to have to pay. However, there is an in-game item called a DAC, Dual Access Coupon. From now on I will be referring to it as DACs, because that's easier to say. DACs are purchased online with real money, where they will be added to your inventory, from which you can use them or sell them to other players for game money. This means if you have a lot of real life money but not enough in-game money, you can buy DACs and sell them off to other people. Whereas if you have a lot of in-game money but not enough real life money, you can purchase DACs from another player to play with no real life cost. Albeit you still need to be buying DACs every month in order to keep playing. They cannot be stolen by other players, and they cannot be stored in cargo containers, basically meaning that no one can take it from you. If you want to learn more about Dual Universe, head over to their Kickstarter page. Link is in the magical description box below. Or you can check out my other videos that will go into more detail about Dual Universe, such as an in-depth look at a theoretical but very likely economy of the game. If you would like to see more from me, check out my Space Engineers series, that's plural, whilst laughing at my intermittent incompetence and giving me suggestions to what to build. and that I'm totally doing it wrong. And there is definitely a way that you can make this 200% more efficient. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.